I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you're gonna know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
You continue doing what you're doing. Never let nobody tell you because you are who? Shamar. You are a star. And as long as you know what you know, that's all that matters.
If we're going by numbers, because numbers cannot be disputed, women are ready. Women, because 67% of black children are born into single mother households, no father. So women have to raise their children, period, with or without a man. That does not absolve her of her duty. When a man chooses to leave, he is not left with the responsibility of raising children unless he gains primary custody. So based on statistics, when you say who's more ready to build a family, women.
No.
So he's saying your wife is a hoe, your wife is a bitch.
I'm sorry. You are very, very rude tonight.
No, you're rude.
I'm not even talking to you.
I can hold my own damn time. You're not doing that bullshit with me tonight.
I'm not even talking to you right now.
But you talk.
You want
Baby, what's in there wine? I feel sexy as fuck. I see why y'all like wine.
Yes, indeed. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Monday night party in the chat. Listen, baby, what's in that wine? I feel sexy as fuck. I see why y'all drink wine. Listen, it is a Monday night. We're not going to be here long. We're going to break down the Real Housewives of Atlanta Sweet 16 Reunion Part 3. I want to ask y'all a quick question first. Listen, I feel sexy as fuck. Baby, what's in that wine? I know that's right. I know that's right, boo. But listen, how many of you watched part 3 of this reunion and may have thought to yourself, they could have kept this? Am I the only one? Am I the only one with that notion? I was like, child, they could have kept this. Let me tell you how I came to that conclusion. Typically, when I'm watching reunions and whatever I'm watching, I was like, let me take my notes. Let me go sit in front of the television. I'm there like a cobra. Child, I was cooking in the kitchen, moving around, not really paying attention. Okay, Crystal, thank you. I was like, am I by myself on this? Okay, Crystal's rocking with me. Delilah says, no, I totally agree. And also, who else is that? Q Catrice. The reality grizzly messy. He said, I wanted to see Charles act a fool. And he did. Charles made this. Charles, listen, they could have weaved him into part 2. Other than that, they could have hung it up. Other than that, it was a no-go item for me. A complete no-go item. They could have grounded the plane, put it in a hangar. It wasn't given. And if anything, it made Shamea look like a damn fool. More of it. The more we watched. It was a flop. It was a flop. And today's party in the chat is called Dear Shamea. Dear Shamea. Shamea, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna come over here lying now and play it up the crowd and trying to say what y'all want me to say. We don't do that. I don't do that. And I'll take the hits in the chat. Shamea is not a good friend. Shamea is not a good friend. I am absolutely certain about that from what I believe and what I consider to be good friends. Okay. Shamea is not a good friend. And I saw a small snippet of a video that Candy Burris came out and she gave her opinion on the entire thing. And I said, bingo. Candy just validated for me that Shamea is not a good friend at all. I can run down an entire list, but sometimes y'all become so focused on the bad guy, aka Portia, that you can't hear anything else. You can't hear anything else. And I hate that we get like that. I hate sometimes that we have such a disdain and a dislike for particular people that we can't even hear nothing else. Oh, I don't like her. She ain't this. She did. She slept with that lady husband and did, and probably will do it again. So we know Portia. When it comes to Portia, hide your man. Hell, at this point, hide your girlfriends because Portia says she looking for her a tie 2.0. She says she looking for a tie 2.0. So at this point, hide everybody because Portia is about that life. And we already knows that hoes do what? Hoes do hoe shit. Period. That's it. That's all. So I ain't worried about Portia. Y'all keep saying Portia's a bad friend. I don't know if I can say that. I'm not even sure I can agree. What I will say is you better watch your man around her, whether she know you or not. And I think we think because Portia will sleep with your man, that makes her a bad friend. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Shamea is a horrible friend. And I'm going to just get right into it. I ain't sparing no feelings tonight. I ain't even finna warm y'all up. I'm finna get right into it and give you, I hope I sent it. Let me see if I got it. Yeah, here it is. That's Candy. Let me tell you why I say that. I'm going to be all over the place today. Shamea is a horrible friend. Let me take down this thing. Listen to what Candy has to say, and then I'll explain to you why I feel that way. I already knew that, but why I really feel that way. And I'm not going to back up off of it. At first, I was leaving a little bit of room for growth, but now I'm like, nah, I said what I said. So watch this. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let me know when y'all can see my screen. Can we see it? Yep, looks like we got it. Here we go. Listen to Candy very carefully. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
I told Shamea a few things. One, I told her she really don't need that show. If she don't want to go back, she does not have to go back. And, it'll be just fine. You know what I mean? She can live her best life. She has a wonderful marriage and a wonderful family. You know what I mean? But I said if she chooses to go back, then definitely don't hold back on her feelings. I don't really think that she lied. I feel like, okay, first of all, this is not me picking sides between the two, okay? I feel like there were issues in the friendship prior, and I feel like...
But how would you know that if Shamea didn't tell you that? So there were issues in a friendship prior because somebody spoke on them. Portia made it very clear sitting on that couch, I have not spoken negatively about Shamea. Okay, we can go back with that Phaedra thing, right? But she said, I don't really have too much of an opinion about Shamea. But let's listen. Keep in mind, how would Candy know what's going on in that friendship if Shamea were not talking about it over the years?
Shamea should have said something before instead of just acting like everything was okay.
So Shamea has gone for years and years and years in this friendship, not liking her friend. Horrible friend. Even Candy says she should have said something. She should have said something. Y'all, that's a bad friend. Anybody that's going to sit around and talk shit about you for years and years and years and pretend to be such a great person. Oh, I didn't say anything because you a horrible ass person. Because even though you didn't say it to me, you saying it to everybody else. Even Candy said, yeah, she should have said something. Y'all, that means she's been talking about her issues with Portia that Portia didn't realize existed. So you got some things in your heart that you feel about Portia that Portia didn't know. Because on the flip side of that coin, Judas, you walking around kissing a girl on her cheek, screaming loud to the mountaintop, my best friend, Atlanta's best friend. But behind her back, you ripping her a new one. It ain't about hating. She don't like her best friend. I didn't say hate. I said she doesn't like her best friend. And anytime you get in a friendship with somebody that don't like you, you need to leave. You need to leave. I'm not going to sit and wait until the point that it gets to where you hate me. No, ma'am. I got too much sense for that. Shit, why the fuck would I sit here and know you don't like me and let it manifest into hate? And that's how a lot of y'all get your feelings hurt, because you'll sit and wait years and years and years and years, as opposed to reading the writing on the wall. Shamea is a Judas at the table.
You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes when things aren't okay, it's okay for you to have attitude about it. It's okay for you to just like, yeah, I'm not feeling this.
So Shamea's two-faced. She presents one face to Portia, and behind the scenes, she has something completely different to say and a completely different face. That's a Judas. That's a Judas. You're not communicating this to Portia, how you truly feel, which is why I say you're a bad friend, because you've had years to clear that shit up. It's no excuse. You don't bring your ass to my job that I help you get, and I was a referral for you. And now, since you're on the job, you finna speak on how you feel about me as a friend. That's a bad friend. That's a bad friend. Y'all forget it because it's reality TV and you don't see it like that. Go get a friend a job. Go put in a good word for one of your good girlfriends. And she come up on that job talking shit about you, letting everybody know how she really feel about you after you done got her ass through the door. You wouldn't, had you known then what you know now, you wouldn't have recommended her. Girl, what the hell? How you gonna use my job to air out your qualms with me? You're not a good friend.
You know what I mean? And just stand on it. I feel like just trying to be passive about things, it allowed it to come back later like, oh, you weren't tripping all this time, but now you want to trip. No.
It's not passive. It's manipulation. And we got to stop giving people grace. This girl has been feeling this way for over 10 years. Just being passive. She wasn't being passive. She was laying down, waiting to take her shot, waiting. She was waiting in the cut because she idolized Portia's social circle. We keep going back. I mean, who wanted who life? Who wanted who? Was it Portia? It was a close call. I ain't gonna lie. I was right there with y'all. I thought it was Portia. And if you blink, you may miss it because it was a close run. We couldn't tell. It's like the women in the Bible that fought over the baby. Who is the mother, right? Versus who is the enemy. And the only way the king knew is because when he said, I'll split the baby in half, the real mother said, no, 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 no. Just let her have it. But the other one was willing to split the baby in half. Until then, we didn't know who the real mother was, i.e. the real enemy, right? The real mother showed her heart by saying, just let her have it. First of all, you on Portia's job. And this is why I say Shamea is, I've been listening. We're gonna go over her YouTube and everything. Shamea has idolized Portia's social circle. If you listen to what Portia said on that reunion, she says, I ain't even tripping about what you did on the show. She said, Andy said, whoa, whoa, whoa. It sounds like you have an issue with Shamea or an issue with something that happened outside of the camera. She said, yes, I'm talking about in real life, our real friend group. We all hang out, right? There's a shared friend group. Shamea's been pumping this poison in the friend group. Unbeknownst to her, I know, because they're telling me that she's walking around repeating that I don't want her on the show. Andy, can you clear that up for me? He said, yeah. Andy has no reason to lie. So now Shamea sat her ass on that couch. And when Andy cleared up the fact that Portia indeed referred her for the job, has been pushing for her to be a full-time housewife for years, she didn't even fix her fucking lips to say, I'm sorry. She didn't even, ain't nothing, listen, I can't listen. Once you find out that you loud and wrong about somebody, say you sorry. I know it sounds childish, but you need to say you sorry because that reveals character. That reveals the kind of woman you are, where you can back up off that thing and say, you know what, I got it wrong. My bad. Your boss just said she referred you. You did not. How you going to say no, she didn't? The man says she did. See, the man, I'm going to put you in timeout, Delilah. Oh, you told me, no, she didn't apologize. She didn't even apologize for getting it wrong. That's how I know you're a bad friend. She didn't give a damn. She didn't give a damn that she was wrong. She did not care because you know why? That's not the focus. When people make up their mind about you, it ain't shit you can say or do. That's a perfect example. I'm for real. I'm for real, for real. When people make up their mind about you, it ain't shit you can say or do, whether it's the truth or a lie. And even when Portia said that's not true, you're lying and you're repeating this lie. And the crazy part about Shamea, she's repeating lies that she actually believes. Now she believes the lie. And when corrected or confronted, she still won't back down and apologize. That's not a good friend. That's not a good friend. And here's the thing about it. If you had a qualm with Portia, and you've had it for years, one day you talk about the marriage, her not coming to your wedding in Kenya, but she made it to a ceremony, girl. Everybody can't come to every fucking wedding. And that's fine, right? That doesn't make her a bad friend. She made one. And not only are you a bad friend, you ungrateful. She made it to one of your ceremonies, and not only did she make it, she still referred you for the job. Where is your gratitude? We ain't never heard. And then you lied and said she didn't acknowledge you. She didn't celebrate you. The girl sent you flowers. Had Portia not pulled those receipts, that lie would have went down in history. Had Portia not pulled those receipts, we would have wore Portia out. Portia waited until the last second of the fourth quarter to say, let me see how far this girl gonna take this. And when Portia realized this girl is not coming up off of this, here are the receipts. Baby, I was there. I sent you flowers. Girl, I did this. And then Shamea comes back and said, well, you didn't take me out. Girl, you're a grown-ass woman. I thought you said Atlanta. You was Atlanta's best friend. The name of the show is called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. How come Atlanta didn't take you out? Best friend. How come it's Portia's responsibility? She sent you flowers. It's almost like an ungrateful hand. There's some people you can never do enough for. I sent you flowers. I made a post. I did this. Now I got to take you out? Damn. Where the rest of your best friends? I referred you for the job. I couldn't make it to the wedding in Kenya for whatever reason, but I'm at this one. That's all I'm saying. And then you hold on. And this is why I say I believe that Shamea covets Portia's social life. I finally figured it out. I was like, what is it? Who's coveting who? Who's envying who? It's a close call. It's a close race. Wait a minute. They both can pull Africans. They both can pull big houses. They both can pull this. It's a close call, close call, close call. What are we? Wait a minute. There it is, the friendship circle. And this is why I say it. If Portia was such a bad friend to you, and you are indeed and truly Atlanta's best friend, you would have cut that shit off a long time ago. But I believe the reason you didn't is because Portia is the plug for you socially. Candy can't do what Portia can do socially. Candy is a plug in a different way, but not the way that Shamea want to be outside. You get what I'm saying? So because Portia is the plug socially, and she gives you access to, I don't even know who the friend group is that they were talking about, right? To other women in the industry, you gonna sit at the table even though you don't like her. To me, that's a weak bitch. I ain't sitting at no fucking table that I don't like somebody. I'm not skinning and grinning when I ain't going to dinner with you. I ain't doing it. And as soon as I find out you don't like me, you got to go. We not doing that. We not being enemies, rubbing shoulders or elbows. We not doing that. And I'm a big girl to know, let me cut it. You don't like me. I decipher your shade. You don't like me. And it's a lot of people. It's a lot of men and women that'll sit around you until they get what they need from you. And that's what Shamea did. And then had the nerve to come on the job during her onboarding phase and make secret alliances to go ahead and confront her friend. Candy just said you should have spoke on it a long time ago. This has been ongoing, you guys. This has been ongoing well before she got on this show. She's been tearing Portia up behind the scenes. She's been making a mockery of Portia behind the scenes. And you know why it was easy to do? Because Portia do whole shit. Portia enjoys her sex life. Portia enjoys what she does openly, including your husband. You get what I'm saying? And because of that, everybody automatically assumes, it's easy to assume, oh, well, if you do that, you must be a bad friend. If we really look at it now, I'm not condoning Portia's behavior. Let me say it again, because y'all hear what you want to hear. I'm not condoning Portia's behavior. But to my knowledge, we ain't heard of her sleeping with one of her friends' husbands. It don't make it right that it's a stranger. It hurts all the same, right? But I don't think I've heard anybody else say Portia's a bad friend other than Shamea. And Shamea still couldn't say that shit with her chest. She skated around it. She may say it behind the scenes. She may say it with Drew and Angela. She may say it with Britt, talk shit with Britt. She may say it to Kelly. And Kelly, I need you to shut up. Kelly, do you see Kelly is the biggest opportunist, the biggest, smallest opportunist there is. Kelly just attaches herself to whatever's next to keep herself on the show. The same background singing that you doing for Shamea, you was doing for Britt. Shut up. Oh, let her have her moment. Oh, that was a dig. Kelly's storyline is everybody else's storyline. Kelly has no storyline. Kelly's storyline is your storyline. Have y'all noticed that? Kelly ain't got no storyline. Shut up. You just pulled up in this mofo. Shut up. Your reunion moment cannot be everybody else's conflict. You ain't got no husband. You ain't got no job. You owe them people money, and that's great. You took accountability for it, but you come on the show, you already got a deficit. You attach yourself to Britt. You try to go at Kenya. Now you're trying to go at Portia. Sit down. Be quiet. You trying too hard. Girl, bye. All of that. I cannot stand a poser. Kelly is a poser to me. That's what the white girls call it. You're a poser. Well, you pretending to got it. You pretending to have it, but you really don't. A poser and a loud one. Who said that? Drew said, girl, you didn't even know me. You was so loud. Just loud for no reason. Oh, I wish when they asked him, how come you guys have shown compassion to Portia for going through what she's going through with Simon, but you had no compassion for Drew? Kelly says, oh, I wish things would have worked out differently. You opened your big ass mouth. Be quiet. The same thing you did with Portia. You came on loud, trying to have a moment on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you really that girl, sit back in the cut and wait for your moment to shine. I guarantee you it will come. But I'm not a fan of Kelly. And listen, I've given it all season. I don't think I'm going to get on that boat or that bus. I'm not getting on that short bus. I'm not. And they're going to ask Ralph, so what did my ex-husband say about me? Go ask him. You told Portia you was married to him for 11 years and her 11 months can't compare to your 11 years. Pick up the phone and ask him. The second thing is, she said something else. What'd she say? What did my ex-husband say? Oh, and then turned to Drew and said, oh, you should be happy that you have a man that takes care of his kids because I don't have that. You chose him. That's who you chose, dearly beloved. I thee wed. You chose him to procreate with. You chose him. Go have that conversation with yourself in the mirror. Ralph don't get no fucking brownie points. Don't look at Drew and tell her what she should be grateful for. That's his job. The last time I checked, those are his children too. The hell? You should be happy. Girl, you sound slow. You sound, why should I be happy that he's doing what a father should do? Is she not doing her part as a mother? The hell? You didn't give her no props. You didn't look at him and say, you should be happy to have a mother, a woman of this caliber that's a mother of your children that still tries to bring you upstairs out the basement and eat steak with you in front of the kids and tries to co-parent with you. What the hell are you talking? Like, sometimes I be like, women, what are you saying? Like, I am not getting on that shore bus. I'm not. I meant that. You sound crazy. You just looking for a moment. You're not even thinking through what you're saying. Think before you talk. Okay? So I wanted to go back. But Shamea, let me finish this with Candy. Y'all done got me hot. Not really, but
No, really, it's been bothering her the whole time, and she should have just said that.
Candy just told you. Shamea has been bothered by Portia for a long time. Let me ask you something. What kind of, y'all know that's a bad friend. Forget that this is television. Forget that this is reality television. Put yourself in those shoes. Let you find out that your best friend in the world been talking shit about you and has had a problem with you for 10 plus years. For 10 plus years. Candy done spilled all the tea. See, we don't know until we know, because Shamea's skating around it, and every time you get a chance to go at Portia, first of all, did you see how crunk Shamea was? Did y'all see how crunk she was? And Portia said, I'm not going to do this. Not in this manner. I'm not communicating like this. Shamea forgot, and that mask fell off. Did y'all see? I said you almost. I'm a ride with Portia. No, you almost ruined you. You knew you was engaged when you was in that club kissing on Candy. Why is that my responsibility now and not yours that I'm talking about it? Why are you kissed her? Shit. Gerald asked you to marry him. You had a ring and you still took your ass outside and decided you wanted to kiss a girl. That's on you. You could have ruined your engagement. That's your responsibility. The hell? Like, if you really listen, I swear, if we all pause and just listen to people when they talk, you're going to be like, you full of shit. You are a little girl at this big girl table. And are you really blaming this lady because you stuck your tongue in another woman's mouth because you was feeling freaky? I feel so freaky tonight. And I need someone to make me feel all right. That's what that was. Listen, am I lying? Sex me, baby, baby. That's what it is. And I got the tea, baby, when I was in Atlanta this weekend. I ain't gonna say no names. I cannot. Baby, I be having contacts and connects. They say Shamea been outside. They say you don't want that man. Yes. They said I sounded good, y'all. Y'all want me to do it again? Y'all want me to? No, I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna save it. No, that's for real. That was R. Kelly. Shamea, I got it from a reliable source. They say Shamea has been outside. Let me say allegedly. Allegedly for years. They say she don't want that man. All that we see, most of us would be happy to get up in a nice house. Like they say in Dallas, a house. To get in a nice house and have a Gerald. They say Shamea don't want Gerald. Shamea want to be outside. Shamea's been fluid sexually. Shamea's been looking for action. I feel so freaky tonight. Yes. That's all I'm saying. I ain't going to say no more because I don't want nobody to know where it came from. But Shamea, they say, and I kept thinking about that. Why Shamea? And I listen, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I get it, going your girls trip. But it seemed like you fighting harder to stay outside than you are to stay inside your own house. Two, did I hit it? Did I hit that note? So Shamea covets or has coveted Portia. And here's another thing I did not like on the reunion. Okay. When they said, oh, moms are off limits. To hell they are. Since when? Hell no. No, ma'am. If you gonna plop your mama up in front of me, we didn't gave it to Mama Joyce. Why is your mama off limits? Then keep her off the show. Moms are off limits. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, ma'am. You talked about it. You brought her on the show. We talking about it. If you don't want your mom to be talked about, y'all better start leaving them at home. Y'all better start leaving them at home. Because your mama did the food with you in that prayer circle. Your mama did the food. It was given. Mother, may I? Desira said you clocked that tea a while ago about her staying in the house. She don't want to be at home. So that made me start. See, sometimes the housewives got to be quiet. Because now I'm looking at Gerald. And Candy, they got a good marriage, do they? Because she sure did squirm when Andy said, where's Gerald? Now, here's the thing. Y'all better back up. Do y'all remember when Andy started asking another housewife that? And she kept making excuses for her man, my man. And Andy gave her ass her walking papers. Who am I talking about? Let me see if anybody can guess. Now, the first time he's asking you nicely, where's Gerald? You say, oh, he's at home with his kids. Girl, okay. You got enough money to afford a nanny. Quit playing with us. Quit playing with us. Number one. Thank you, Mayor of YouTube. She said Juan Dixon. Robin, y'all don't remember? First reunion, where's Juan? Real nicely. Oh, Juan has a game. Okay, cool. Second reunion, where's Juan? You better be careful, Shamea, if you choose to come back. And I feel like she's coming back because she's doing too damn much for somebody that's decided to go. She's manipulative. She's playing on the heartstrings of the viewers like a child with all of these antics. Shh, say less. Be a big girl about it. You weren't supposed to be on that platform anyway. Jezebel. And let me tell you what I mean by Jezebel. A coveting spirit, wanting what somebody else got. And that's why it ain't work for you. Some of y'all are so enthralled and so wrapped up with what people should be doing for you as opposed to asking, is this my lane? Should I even be here? Oh, don't get me started. Oh, Portia should recommend her. But did God even call you to be there? Because if so, how come it's not sustainable for you? How come you can't get up here in Housewife? Oh, I didn't know what to expect on a reunion. You know why? Because that wasn't your calling. That's not where you're supposed to be. You was too busy coveting somebody else's social circle, i.e. your best friend, and you thought, and she made it look easy. Actually, some of y'all make what you do look easy, and everybody think they can do it until they have to walk a mile in your shoes, and that's what happened. Portia made it look easy. He said, I can do that. And not only can I do it, I can trump this bitch. I'm gonna let everybody know this hoe ain't even a good friend. Same shit that Kimmy and Letitia did. Where they at? Where they at? What they doing now? It ain't the same, is it? Melody Cherie made it look easy. Now you got the spotlight. Go, boo. Go. Same thing. Oh, I didn't know what to expect. Why not? You've been wishing for this moment all your life. You didn't practice? You didn't practice? You mean to tell me you came up in here unprepared? You thought that the audience was just gonna let you walk and we Portia get on our nerves, all that. But you really thought you was gonna walk up in this motherfucker and say what you wanted to say about her and we not fact check and sit back and observe and watch this ping pong game? Okay. You effed around and found out this is not your calling. And sometimes y'all got to be careful wanting what somebody else has and trying to guilt somebody into doing stuff and handing. I don't like handouts. Don't hand me shit. I'll work for it. I ain't trying to get on no. I might ask if they hiring. Hey, they hiring down there at Amazon? That's all I need to know. Other than that, listen, I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here. Evolution 101. So, wow, reading her whole life. Yes. Listen, did I lie? I'm telling y'all, where God guides, he provides. Girl, you crumbled. You crumbled. There's housewives that have gone through worse. Your plan failed. It was your plan. It was your alliance. How come you can't manage your own team? Coach, how come you can't manage your own team? How come your team fell apart? Kelly fell out. Britt fell out. It's y'all's alliance. You know why? Because can't no right come from doing wrong. Can't no right come from doing wrong. I don't care how thick the clique is, how strong the team up is supposed to be. Gang, gang. Can't no right come from doing wrong. You made Portia look good. That's how bad you were this season. You made Portia look good. Now, can't even manage your own team. Couldn't even carry the ball to the finish line. Girl, y'all supposed to finish strong. You, Britt, Kelly. Nah, Slim Jen said, I feel Shamea's mistake was being too loyal to Portia. BS, I call BS. Hell no. She wanted her spot. That's why y'all better wake up. You better know when somebody wants your spot. Let them have it. Portia let you have it. And you still fell flat on your face. Yo, you can't come on my freaking job trying to make me your storyline. You went on that girl's job trying to make her your storyline so you can come up. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Katrina Taylor says, no, Portia sat back all season and prayed Shamea wouldn't bring up what she said. And not only that, thank you, because you just jogged my memory, Katrina. You just jogged my memory. She's also y'all not listening when I say she's a bad friend. I just played Candy saying Shamea's been feeling this way for quite some time. In my opinion, she should have said something sooner, but she didn't. She's been holding this. And I told Shamea, according to Candy, if you go back next season, speak on it. Why the fuck are you speaking on me as your friend in exchange for your peach? That's not a good friend, y'all. That ain't why I recommended you for the job, to try to get me fired. Girl, why would you tell my supervisor about what I got going on? We supposed to be friends. That's the first thing. Number two, you show that girl's personal medical information. Therapy is medical. It's considered HIPAA. You showed her personal private messages that she shared with you regarding her and her therapist and their communication, and you showed it to the other women in the group. That's not a good friend. That is not a good friend. But you know what? Let me say this. To me, that's not a good friend. Because I know some of y'all done been through thick and thin. Some of y'all live a little hard. No, ma'am. Some of y'all live hard. And here's the thing. Cynthia said, please don't let this friendship go. Let it go. Let it go. Like today. Let me tell you why. If they were in their 20s, maybe up until age 32, I would say, y'all, come on, don't let it go. These are 40 plus something, 44-year-old women. Let it go. Today. We too big and grown for the bullshit. Let it go. Immediately. And I'd be like, man, ain't nobody trying to be long suffering and learning that hard. You cannot. Once you find out somebody don't fuck with you, somebody don't like you, you better go. You know what? I'm glad Portia said, too late. You try to sabotage me. I don't think Portia's lying. I don't. It was simple. It was straight to the point. Shamea was the one that's ducking and dodging the car. Well, I don't want to talk about that. No, talk about it. Portia's not ashamed to say her mama lost that daycare. Portia didn't cower down and was like, well, don't say that part. You're the only one that said, well, it goes deeper than that. Then speak on it. Let's go. Speak on it. I want to hear it. Make it make sense. Maybe it's something we don't know. But here's the fact of the matter. You knew what it was whenever it happened between Miss Diane and your mama. And you continue to skin and grin in Miss Diane and Portia's face. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you a Judas. You and your mama. If you knew what it was between them and your mama felt some kind of way, what kind of daughter are you to even be over there talking that shit with your mom and then pretending to like Miss Diane and to like Portia? Do y'all not know what a bad friend looks like? Or do you have to go through things and learn so hard? I'm not in the business of wasting time and learning that hard. You can go. Thank you, How I See It TV. She said she couldn't speak on it because there was nothing else to it at all. The truth don't need any seasoning. The truth, you ain't got to season it up. It is what it is. Okay, my mama lost her daycare. That's it. That's all. Your mama bought it from underneath her. Now, here's the thing, Portia. There's two sides of that coin. Okay, your mom, Miss Diane, and Shamea's mom were best friends. Your mom, for whatever reason, financially, couldn't hold on to it. It would have been nice as best friends if Shamea's mom would have said something, but the fact of the matter is she didn't, and she bought it from underneath Miss Diane. I ain't gonna lie. If I can get a discount, I'm gonna go. Girl, you're not gonna get no damn full price out of me. So, Portia, I don't know if I can ride with you on that, but I get what you're saying. You saying, tell me to my face, you gonna buy it. Well, you knew you was losing it. Somebody was gonna buy it. I mean, who's gonna pass up a discount? I'm not. I'm not. How much you selling it for? Uh-huh. You said 50%. Yeah, let me go and get that. Let me get that. Yeah, I get you. Live by design said, as a friend, tell her in a perfect world with a good friend. But what does it go to show? Shamea, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Her mama didn't tell her. Look what Shamea's doing. She didn't tell her. Her mama didn't tell Miss Diane that she's buying that daycare center right from underneath her. And then I told I've been telling y'all don't want to listen. Y'all try to beat me up and rip me apart. When I was talking about Jackie and Chantel, I said they're both the same. You get it now? Oh, you don't know. You're not a mother. You get it now? That's all I'm saying. They're both the same. One and the same. Monkey see, monkey do. Shamea's mom snaked her friend. Shamea snaked her friend. Shamea's mom didn't have the decency to go to Miss Diane and say, look, here's the situation. I know you're in foreclosure, friend. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Shamea didn't have the courage and decency to go to her friend and say, friend, I'm upset you didn't make it to my wedding in Kenya. Yeah, I know you came to the one in Atlanta. Girl, I don't care. Yeah, I know you referred me for this job. Girl, I don't care. Girl, I know you introduced me to all of your friends and put me on. Girl, I don't care. Girl, I know you sent me flowers. Girl, I don't care. Girl, I know you shouted me out. Girl, I don't care. Girl, I know you've done A, B, C, D, E, F, G for me. I don't care. It's still not enough. Shamea's just like her mom. Just like Chantel's just like her mom. One and the same. Now you get it today when I'm talking about Shamea and her mom. You see how you make up your mind based on what you like, but the principality is all the same. The principality is all the same. Too, Latrice says, sound like Miss Diane expected her to save the daycare. I don't think she expected her to save it. I think she was shocked that she made that kind of move because, Miss Diane, think about it. We're best friends. I'm on the phone, girl. They finna come take my shit. I mean, you going to tell your best friend everything, right? Not thinking she's a snake or a Judas at the table. Girl, you in foreclosure. Girl, yes. I thought the bank was going to give me more time. I done went and applied for a payday loan. I'm waiting on Speedy Cash to call me back. Child, they ain't call. Oh, girl, they done put an eviction. Girl, they did. Yes. Girl, they say somebody bought it. Girl, you lying. Who bought it? Girl, I don't know, but I'm going to see when they put that sign up. Boom. Toot bought it. You motherfucking bitch. You been on the phone with me this whole time. You low down, dirty. You get it? It's the principality of it. It's the principality of it. Shamea did the same thing. Same shit, different day. IMCC said, not Speedy Cash. Listen, Ace Cash, whatever. Okay. Yeah, Toot then went and bought it. Shamea did the same thing to Portia. I'm on the phone with you every day. I can't make it to Kenya. I think I'm doing something by coming to Atlanta. I think I'm doing something by referring you to the job the whole time. Bitch, you don't even like me. You don't even like me. That's crazy to me. I'm on the phone with you. We going outside tag teaming these niggas, these Africans, all through the streets of Atlanta. We doing threesomes. We kissing girls in the club the whole time. You don't even like me like that. Shamea's just like her mother. That's all I'm saying. You get it now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good. Let's continue.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like the show itself is going to make it hard for the two of them to fix any friendship because, you know, that's the thing. When you're on TV and you real friends with somebody and y'all have a back and forth, typically in real life, you can have your back and forth and then I don't talk to you, you don't talk to me. And then eventually we might get over it and start back talking. But it's not allowed to happen when you're on television together. When we fall out, then they're going to make us keep bringing it back up. Everybody get to have an opinion about it. It's got to go viral. It's about to be a mess. So that's why I say it can, in my mind, probably get worse going into the next season. So either she just needs to address how she feels and be fully transparent or not.
Fully transparent means that you've lied. When somebody said you're not being transparent, they're basically saying you're a liar. And Portia sat on that reunion stage. She kept saying you're a liar. Shamea never denied it. Guess what she said? You lied too. You lied too. She never said, I'm not lying. This is what happened. Portia said, there you go, another lie. So you lied too. You lied too. Y'all wild and chat. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Aisha said, you low down, dirty someone. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Listen, Shamea, I want to talk about it. I'm for real. Like, if I was Portia, I would pay her dust. You're not coming on my show, on my job, having no fucking therapy session with me. We can never be friends after this. Cause you snaked me. My heart posture was trying to get you on the job. Yours was trying to make me lose mine. You can't be friends with somebody that wants your life. You can't be friends with somebody that's trying to destiny swap. Somebody that's attempting destiny swapping. Where somebody believes that one's life path or their destiny can be exchanged or stolen by another person. It's a lot of destiny swapping. You running all of Portia friends are your friends. Portia's trying to break away from you. The girl couldn't even grieve in peace. You use grieving as an example of her not being a good friend. And I ain't never connected with Portia like I did tonight. I ain't gonna even lie, be like, Portia, child, bye. Portia came ready. Her head was on straight. She was able to thoughtfully articulate her thoughts. She's not necessarily a fan fave, but fair is fair. She was able to say what she needed to say, pull back when she needed to, and she made sense. And I always say over here, go with what makes the most sense. But people don't care about what makes sense. People don't care about the truth. They go with who they like. And if I like you, even if you lying and if you wrong, I ain't gonna say shit. Because I don't like her. So I'm going to stand by you because I don't like her. Portia held her own. Shamea, everything that Shamea is connected to, most time, with the exception of Candy, is by way and through Portia. Desira says, unpopular opinion. I like Portia. I mean, you know, she's growing. She's growing. She has her flaws. I hope she learns from them. But Shamea was a huge disappointment. Shamea was a huge disappointment because there was so much potential. There was so much potential. And the fact that your mom and everybody and your aunt, I do believe, was praying with you and ripping Portia a new one at the same time. What the hell kind of prayer is that? Get your hands off of me. Don't pray for me. Get your hands off of me. You need to go in your prayer closet. Yeah. Ain't no more friendship. That needs to be dead. But Shamea's gonna come back. Watch. Shamea seems like she's emotionally immature, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to dog her out, right? But she gonna have to grow up real quick if she's going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All this trying to play on people's feelings and they get crunk when you're not getting your way. That's childish. That's child's play. That's little girl behavior. That's little girl behavior. And then you try to flex on Portia, which lets me know there's another side to you. Portia say, I'm not doing this. You try to flex. Yeah. Okay, let me read some of these. Several times Shamea tried to out Portia on camera and failed. You know why? Because Portia took it on the chin and kept it moving. Let me tell you something. Most times, write this down if you have to. People do to you what would hurt them. People, when they trying to come for you, they gonna do to you what would break them, what would embarrass them. Bitch, you can't embarrass me. That don't hurt my fucking feelings. That don't make me feel bad. It'll make you feel bad. It'll cause you to crumble. So remember that. Queen Sheba said, people do to you what would hurt them, what would cause them to get angry, what would trigger them. Period. So she tried to out Portia because if Portia tried to out her, that would cause her to crash out. They always do to you what would cause them to fall, what would trigger them, what would anger them, what would make them feel discarded, a castaway. Just remember that. And if you can remember that, you're going to be all right. Oh, you doing to me. You doing that shit because you think that would hurt me because it would hurt you. I'm not you. You're not me. I'm not that weak. See, she went behind Portia's back and tried to penetrate her friend group because she felt like the friend group was important to Portia. No, it's important to you. You don't like to be at home with your husband. Portia took off for hers. I could end a live on that note. I could end the live on that note. Portia took off for hers. We can't even pay you to stay home. You willing to leave yours behind. Your husband say he don't want to be on camera. You say, I do. I will. Shit. My husband don't want to be on camera. I probably won't do it. Probably. I'm not saying I wouldn't. Probably. Your husband didn't even come to the reunion. To the reunion. He not even in the city. He could have came and stayed at the hotel. He didn't. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew says, good point. Thank you, Andrew. I don't just be talking. Your husband ain't even in the same city as you. That's all I'm saying. Everybody know he don't want to be on camera. They would have respected it. They would have respected it. He didn't even walk to the tarmac, to the airport. He offered her $600,000. Why would he have to do that? Is that a fact? Point me in the right direction where I can find that. Is that a fact that he offered her that? I'm just saying, y'all need to start thinking about it. Put two and two together. Just what makes sense? Just looking at it, get out the feelings and back up and say, let me look at this show. What's going on with these girls? Why Shamea over here showing her behind and getting drunk and screaming loud and acting like she ain't got no damn sense when she's married to the richest African living in a $9 million house, got these two precious Wait a minute. Something don't seem right. It's not the fact of her wanting to be on the show. It's how she acted when she got on the show, right? Let's take Portia out the equation. Let's take Portia out for 1 second. If you take Portia out of the equation and you assess Shamea's behavior, it's given what? The same shit that they trying to say, oh, we didn't even know Charles Oakley was married. If we didn't know you was married, we wouldn't know you was married, Shamea. The way you behave, because it wasn't given Rich Housewife. It was given Young Miami, every which way. Saucy Santana, it was given all that. It wasn't given, I am Mrs. Gerald. That's all I'm saying. It wouldn't give a not one fucking iota of a housewife. Now, I'm not trying to tell women how to behave, but I'm just saying if we didn't know you was married, we wouldn't have known you were married by the way you carried on. We would have thought you was that friend that was trying to get your married friends to come outside. Thank you. Desira said, oh, damn. I didn't even think about the fact that he didn't at least go with her and just stayed at the hotel and could have and didn't. Oh, but he sent yellow roses. That's even worse because you can't take them hoes back on the airplane. That's even worse because you got to leave them behind. It's wasted money. That tells you it's not a thoughtful gift. It ain't tricking if you got it. It's a waste of money. Why spend all of that money? You can't take it back. It would have been better if he would have had the roses waiting at home. It's a waste of money. And niggas that got it wasted. It ain't tricking if you got it. That's all I'm saying. Y'all got to start thinking, okay, so he sent roses. That's so sweet. No, it's not. He's a rich man. No, it's not. It's not sweet. Because I got to leave him here. Oh, I'm done. I ain't gonna even, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Tomorrow, I'm gonna get into her video. I can stop right here. I'm gonna open up the lines. That's all I didn't spoke my piece. Let me see if Candy got anything else.
And I told Shamea a few things. One, I told her she really don't need that show.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say right now. I've said enough. I don't want to come down too hard on Shamea. I just don't understand her. And I hope she gets in front of the right person to interview her to make it make sense. Because it's not making sense and it's giving liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what it's giving. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay. Okay, they said Real Housewives of Atlanta was filmed right here in Atlanta. No flights needed. See? Yellow roses are a sign of friendship, not romance. Oh, y'all finna hurt me. Damn. Hold on. Let me get into these super chats and then we're going to open up the lines. I'll take a few callers if we can keep it short and sweet. I know it's late, but I know some of y'all, baby, y'all want to come up and speak your piece and I'm going to let you have it. Here we go.
All right, Palace, the Super Chat Squad is in the building. We appreciate you, baby. The Super Chats are fire. Get in your bag.
That's a lot of money.
All right, only me one kind coming through with a 20-piece and a pepper. She says, I made it look easy, huh? You didn't practice for this position. Exactly. F around and find out. Yes. Destiny swapping. You so busy looking at me, wanting what I got, thinking it's easy. You missed the you missed the spot. You missed the spot. Oh, you thought it was easy. You thought you was going to go off and break away from the band and start your own band. Okay. How's that working for you? Always priceless. Coming through with a 5-piece and a pepper. She says, clock it. Shamea is the most dangerous type of friend. Can have everything a person could want, but only wants what you have, baby. It reminds me of the toddler syndrome. The toddler syndrome. They don't want that toy until you start playing with it. Ain't touched it in years. Wants what Portia has. And listen, let me be clear. Not everything Portia has, right? I think she's envious of Portia's social connections. That's it. And I think a lot of people, or many of the women that Shamea have become friends with, probably would not entertain her, if I had to guess, outside of Portia. Outside of Portia, if I had to guess. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know I'm not lying. But it's a disappointment because Shamea is a beautiful girl. She seems to be very smart and articulate, but it's something there, Shamea. And I was going to get into her video tonight with her mom and all of them praying for her. That was a hot mess. The apology was cringy. When you're done with the reunion, you're done with the reunion. Like, I think most of us were scratching our head and say, where are we going with this? And that's a manipulative ploy. If the audience has to ask, if the marketplace has to ask, you got it wrong. You don't even know why you're apologizing. But let's go back. HR 101. An apology is what? implication is implication of wrongdoing. So when you apologize, it's saying you did something wrong. What'd you do? Exactly. Andrew said, what was she apologizing for? Exactly. She know. Only she knows. She didn't say it. And if you listen to Shamea, she says a lot, but she really doesn't give a lot of detail. Portia will go into detail, and then you'll see them go into this banter where Shamea can out volume Portia, and they go back and forth, and before you know it, she cuts her off. Her volume is a little bit higher, and then we don't really get it. And Portia was about to go there, and then they said, no, let's not go there. If there was a problem, Shamea, between the moms, and you knew it all this time, then what the hell are you doing on the other side of the fence? If your mama really don't like Portia and feels like she's not a child of God, she's unrighteous and unholy and the biggest hoe she's ever seen, you knew that. You knew that all this time, but Portia got what you want. Portia got what you want. So your mom should be praying for you. It ain't got shit to do with this show. Oh my God, Just Jeanette said it's weird. It's like witchcraft. Oh, should we take a look at it? Oh, I'm scared to look now. I was going to go through it. But child, maybe not. Maybe I need to leave that alone. I was gonna go look at it, but hold on. I probably won't now. Just the peek. Y'all want to? Okay, let me pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm gonna go straight to it. And I took y'all's advice because y'all clown me something serious, honey. Y'all told me, Queen Sheba, you need to get YouTube Premium. I did. Y'all didn't tell me it was almost $20 a month though. But okay, I'm here. All right, let's pull up her channel. And this, let me be very clear as to why I'm going to utilize this footage. I would like to utilize this footage to examine. Y'all get what I'm doing? I'm examining prayer and how prayer goes wrong and how it should be. If you're going to pray for somebody, you don't want to attack another person in the same breath. So we're just going to use this as a teaching and educational moment to examine the art of prayer. Okay. Fair use. But I need to state why I am using this. Okay. I have no intention to cause harm. All right. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I got it pulled up. All righty. All right. I think I got it. All right. Here we go, y'all. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. I got it. If this is going to be cringeworthy, I'm going to turn it off. I hate cringeworthy moments where I get embarrassed for people. Okay, here we go. Let me know when y'all can see it and we'll go. Oh, I need to take off the... All right, I think we're good. Oh, Lord.
I really did not want to cry anymore, but well, here we are. So y'all, thank y'all. I hate y'all leaving me. Oh my gosh.
I'm praying for you, but my prayers work.
Stop, you're gonna make me cry again.
I'm gonna say, do you want to come pray with her?
Well, come on, just go.
All right, so it looks like maybe her family was on their way out and she's expressing, man, maybe it was a good time. She hates that they have to leave. All right, so they're going to come back. I heard them say, let's pray.
Well, we interrupt this to get a quick prayer. Because I don't know, I think that's just how my family goes. I think they just can feel when I'm heavy and things hurt on my spirit and on my heart. And y'all have cried all season long, so I really did not want to.
You cry because you're not supposed to be there. That's not your calling. That's not for you. It's no different. Y'all, it ain't no different than somebody else trying to steal your destiny and take and put their eyes. So now you crying because it's not yours. And it's gonna go over some of your heads in the chat. It's not yours, boo-boo. It wasn't, that's for Portia. That's it. That was for Portia. That's what God gave her. You say you're gonna buy me some muscles. It's not yours. That's not your platform. You weren't supposed to be there, and you wanted what your friend had. But all right.
To cry anymore. But well, here we are. So I don't know mom. I don't know my cousin Alice.
My God. We're going to Alice prayer this time, okay? Because Alice, she has been in prayer with me and she concerning you. And it's going to be okay. Just know that it's going to be okay. Let me tell you, you was raised to be a very classy woman.
Ma'am, who is you? And have you watched this season? You were raised to be a very classy woman. I don't doubt that. But have you watched this season?
You was raised right. You was reared right. And I'm sure some of the other girls, they were all reared right too. But let me tell you something. Sometimes children will stray away from the teachings of their parents. But I thank God you didn't stray away. You're not going to let no devil in hell make you stray away now.
She didn't, ma'am. She was in a club dry humping candy. Ma'am, she went home with Gerald the first night she met him. Ma'am. Okay. That's the story you telling the women's ministry. Okay, about your daughter. Okay, we're going to go with that then.
Now, okay, you're very classy, and there's nothing that those girls get. They can't even compare it to Shamea. At the end of the day, jealousy kicks in, a whole bunch of stuff that kicked in on you this past season.
Ma'am. Okay.
But you know what? We say the devil is a liar. We don't claim any of that craziness, that ratchetness. And just because somebody gets loud.
Ma'am, she was the loudest one. She was the most. Ma'am, did you not see her? Hold on, Andrew saying she took a dump to mark her territory in that man's house. Ma'am, your daughter was popping pussy this season. Girl, let me go. Yeah, we not finna do this. Oh my God, here we go.
Out so much louder than you, that doesn't mean they're right. Nobody believes that. You're loud because you're embarrassed. Okay, they're embarrassed and they're so scared that you're gonna come out with the truth. So therefore, they get very loud. But let me tell you something: loudness, when people are loud like that and they don't allow you to get a word in edgewise, that's because they're non-intelligent. They're so unintelligent, so ignorant. And got to be an outside show to the world. But let me tell you something about
this is Portia's platform. So first of all, ma'am, I'm not going to let you do that. Shamea just pulled up. Portia's been, she loud. This is Portia's shit. And what I mean by that, not her show. I'm saying she's been here before Shamea came. Your daughter wanted a piece of Portia's pie. And Portia gave her a slice, but she decided she wanted the whole pie. So what the hell are you talking about?
prayer. It is the key. And faith do unlock the door. And you
can't put God in that mess. Your daughter is coveting. If anything, I need you to speak in tongues to get that demon up off her back. So she don't want what other women have by way of friendships and all of that. And she's not conflicted about where God has told her or directed her to go. Right now, she's supposed to be enjoying that man.
You know, we're prayer captains, okay? And we got the faith. So we're not worried about nothing else. Because one thing about your goods may be evil spoken of, but the Lord said he'll make your enemy your footstool.
Girl.
In the midst of your goods being evil spoken of, okay? So just know that you got somebody on your side that sits high and looks low, and you believe him, and we trust God with that power, okay?
I feel like even with this reunion, like little stuff that's like going crazy viral right now, like
Shamea, you in danger, girl. You are in danger, girl. Ooh.
Shamea says that Portia did not come to her wedding, and Portia posted receipts showing that she had multiple weddings.
Queen Shamea Mwangi's first wedding. I'm by her side as bridemaid.
But Shamea saying she only had one wedding.
Oh, and she put this on her YouTube stuff, y'all. So that lets you know she's watching. Shamea's out here watching. That gives rookie behavior, monitoring spirits, destiny swapping, what they saying about me. Oh, and I'm going to put it in my YouTube. Okay.
You know, her saying she had my wedding and I didn't, I had one wedding.
One wedding, that was
And
it.
then like even down to like my dowry. Like if you know,
Why are you still talking about it though? 10 years later, 2 kids later, working on the third one. Why is this your fucking storyline against your friend who put in a referral for you to get the job? Do y'all not see the toxicity in that? Do y'all not see the misbehavior, the miseducation of Shamea Morton?
a dowry does not get
not
paid
okay.
overnight. Not only that, but it's a way to keep the families close. So
Absolutely.
if just say if Gerald he agreed to pay $100 for the dowry.
Don't nobody care. Did you invite her? Yes or no? And did she show up? Shit, don't nobody care if you sent out an invitation and I said I'm there and I'm there. I'm there. Don't nobody care about Gerald paying $100.
Let's just say that was the number. The first day of the Burachio dowry ceremony, he will pay $1 on that. So now he still owes 99 more. And the goal is to never pay it off so that he'll always have a reason to come back to my family. So that would mean
Girl, don't nobody care. Now is not the time. And let me say this, what we talk about in product, if you have to explain it, it doesn't make sense. Either you're lying or you're not sure about what you have or what it is you're trying to sell. If you have to explain it, then you've missed the mark. You got caught in a lie.
And I'm having a wedding every year, every 6 months, or however often. And that's not accurate. And I think that people don't understand it. So people in this circle, in this friend group, use word games and they have semantics. And I just don't have.
You use semantics. You said Portia didn't come to your wedding, period. You made it seem like she didn't show up for you, period. That was your opportunity to say, the main wedding, there were several, but the most important one to me was in Kenya. However, she was able to make the one in Atlanta, which was the dowry. You know how that sounds when you tell it like that? When you say it like that, everybody will say, but she came. So that wasn't the reaction you wanted. So you withheld that information. Withholding information is a lie. It's a lie. It's manipulation to steer the narrative and get the outcome that you're hoping for. The outcome that you were hoping for was for the crowd to turn on Portia, even more so. Marie Ashing says, I am Kenyan. The dowry process is over time, but it is most definitely a cultural wedding celebration. And Portia married an African. And that's why Portia looked at you last week and said, does your husband know that that doesn't count to you? Because first of all, if you go marry into the culture, you need to be respectful. Don't downplay it. Because that's why Portia said, does your husband know you're saying this?
Have the energy of the wherewithal to just go back and forth. So it looks like, oh, she got red, or she's, lying, or she's fabricating things for a piece or a storyline. And for me, I just felt like, just let me give grace, because this is somebody that I love. This is somebody that I cared about.
You didn't give grace. You've been shitting on her behind the scenes for how many years now? Even Candy said you should have spoke on it sooner, but you didn't. You should have been more transparent, but you didn't. You know why? You pretended. You pretended to be something that you were not, which is a friend, until you got what you needed from her. And when you got what you needed from her, you thought you were going to take her crown, and you fell flat on your face.
Oh, this was, to me, I thought it was a real friendship. But now, hindsight 2020, and looking back on all the things, I don't know that it was ever that. You know what I mean?
You were not the friend.
We prayed about that for a long time.
Was your mom a friend to Miss Diane? She could have had a conversation, said, girl, I'm finna buy this daycare. You doing exactly what your mom did to Miss Diane.
The whole family, we've all prayed about that. And we told you to a certain extent, just like somebody said, be careful that the dog that brings the bone. We don't have any dogs in our family, okay?
You knew what she meant, though, but I get it.
A dog is just what it is. It licks anybody's butt, okay? And you're not a dog, okay? So at the end of the day, that was a stupid statement. And we looked over it, because ignorance don't care whose mouth it come out of. And that statement was very ignorant, because the person that made that statement knows.
I don't know about y'all, to be honest with you. I would expect more from my mom if she's going to cover me in prayer. Girl, don't be talking about no dog bringing no bone. I thought you said we was finna sit here and pray. We don't need to rehash all of that. Let's go ahead and pray. These cameras are rolling. You see what I'm saying? Wisdom.
Knows your entire family. Okay, the person that made that statement, that was just a jealous statement to throw out there to make somebody mad. But you know what? Ain't nobody mad about that statement but the devil.
Absolutely.
Because when you know that you know that you know how you reared your child, you don't have to worry about what people say, what the outside shows.
Shamea mama just talking at this point. She trying to get her look back. Q Catrice said it's the mama throwing shots at Portia. She's throwing them at Miss Diane. To be honest, if you go back and listen, she says the person that made the statement about the dog that brings the bone, that's ignorant. They ignorant. She's talking to Miss Diane. See, her and Miss Diane didn't get a chance to duke it out. So she's going to utilize her daughter's moment to finish what she started. She's going to utilize her daughter. So you're supposed to be praying for your daughter. We still waiting on this prayer.
To the world want to do. And for as I can see, and the outside looking in, that's nothing but ignorance.
There are times in our lives that we must cut away. We must circumcise things that are not good. It's almost like a man going through that change with his genitals. You have to cut away that foreskin, that skin that is not good, it's infectious. And you have to say, this is not good for me.
I don't like how they're making Portia. It's a good word. And I get the word, but don't use the word to be manipulative as if Portia is the evil force. Because let's just say if we looking at it, it's very dark, right? Because if anything, birds of a feather flock together. Okay, they was both out there doing the same shit. So at this point, you want to hold your daughter accountable in the most beautiful way without tearing up somebody else's child. That's all I'm going to say, mama. And that's what I be trying to tell y'all. No, I expect more from moms. I expect more from moms. But y'all didn't get it when I was talking about Jackie. No. I expect more from mothers.
And it's a spiritual thing. It's more so spiritual than physical. Cutting away those things in our lives that is not good for us to maintain our statute. And this is your season to cut away those things that are not good for you. Circumcision is not easy. It's painful. Think of that.
This is her season to sit back, stay at home, and enjoy her husband and her children and truly be a housewife. Go inside.
And it's painful. It hurts, but it's all for the good. It's going to make you even stronger. I continue to tell you, this is your season.
It is.
When it's your season, yes, the daggers will come because our opposition knows greatness. They can identify with greatness.
Somebody said Mama Morton is being protective of her child the same way Diane is. That's fine, but not to the detriment of calling somebody else evil and getting your lick back. Do it in a way where now if you go, they should have left God out of it. Not this lady in the black, but Mama Morton is utilizing this moment to be petty. There's a conflict of interest. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You were made for a time such as this. I said it a lifetime. When you had us in front of the TV and you were a performer.
That don't mean it's her job to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You were made for such a time. This is not her door. It's not opening easily for her. And just because you want something don't mean you get to have it. We got to stop this mess. Just because you want it don't mean you get to have it and you were called to go through that door because you want to go through it. It's not working out. Abort mission. Cease fire. Back up. Use wisdom. Quit bumping your head. It's not working out. You are not meant to be on that show. Your husband, you don't even have his blessing. Let's just start there, y'all. Everybody say they want a man until he say no. You don't even have your husband's blessings. That's all I'm saying. You're forgoing the leadership in the household to be on a show that's not yours. You're coveting. Thank you, Charlie. Charlie says, stop coveting what others have because, listen.
For times such as this on the fireplace, putting on your shows. I continue to encourage you when doors were closed before you, that your season is coming. You're walking in your season. God didn't say that it would be easy. It wouldn't be easy. And in our season, we have to shave away relationships. We have to shave away familiarities.
I think they're too close to see it. Your season is to enjoy that house and that man. You've been outside for a long time. I'm not saying a woman can't do multiple things. So let me be very clear. But it shouldn't be this hard. She doesn't have the blessing. Her husband didn't want her to do it. He doesn't want to be around it. He doesn't like it. It's cringy for him. Y'all, to me, you're tearing down your own house. You don't have the blessings. He's the head and not the tail of the house. His word, his assignment comes from God. You're being a silly woman by going out. Don't get married then. Oh, well, she can do what she wants. Don't get married then. Because he said no. And it's not working out. That's all I'm saying. You can't have it both. You can't have that peach and that beautiful marriage if your husband's not on board, if it makes him feel uncomfortable, and if he feels like it brings no honor to him as a man and as an African and a husband and to his children. That's all I'm saying. You knew what it was when you married him. So let me ask y'all this. If her husband's not into it, he doesn't want to be on the show, he feel like it brings no honor, he got too much going on. As a woman and a wife, what's her role? Whatever, Crystal. Me? Crystal to my girl, stop. I'm serious. What's her role? Is her role to go with her husband? Or is her role to do whatever she wants to do? I'm just saying, because some of y'all like to throw the husband's supposed to be the lead. Okay, so what we supposed to be doing right now? If her husband don't want her on the show, does she leave? Does she stay? Does she go? What? That's all I'm asking. Let's play this final one.
And with her saying that, let me just tell you, this show, you may say it's not for you, but it is for you. God wants you to show the world who you stand for.
Yes.
Okay.
Girl, I'm finna go. I'm not finna. Listen to the mom. The mom's with me. Did you hear what the mama say? This show is not for you. But then she turned around and her ego got the best of her. But it is for you because God wants you to show the world. Show the world what? It's not for you. Don't get embarrassed playing with God.
It ain't for all of what they got going on. Those girls got so much going on.
Girl, your daughter has so much going on. Did you not see your daughter?
Let me tell you, one thing I can say, you was real right. And sometimes God will put you on the platform so that you can be a show to the world.
Yes.
I'm done. It's given delusional. I don't know if who the mom thinks she's talking to, or maybe she hasn't watched the show. I'm going to give her the benefit. I'm going to just say her mom hasn't watched the show. That'll make me feel better. Welcome, SD. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
Hi, Queen. Good evening. Let me ask you a question. Do you notice how when they were in the reunion and Portia said, I've had more interviews and I've been on a platform, but when I've gone on that platform, I didn't use that time to sabotage you and talk about you. And Kelly chimed in and was like, oh, that was shade. That was shade. Although it may have been a little shade, it was true. But did you see Shamea's face? Shamea looked like, B, how dare you say? But it's true. Shamea has wanted to be a star since she was a little child. Did you hear all the stories about the girl group she was in, trying to break it as a singing star, had failed contracts that didn't come through. She's a radio host. She wanted to do acting. She wants to be a star. So she's latching on to Candy that has escaped, wrote hit songs. That was not her friend. That was Portia's enemy. Even though they call themselves fake making up, why was you all on social media, pictures with Candy everywhere? You trying to find a lane to still get that startup. You know what I'm saying? Portia peeped that. You know I'm not really good with this woman. You know what went down. That helped to damage the friendship. She's trying to be friends with everybody, trying to be a people pleaser because her ultimate goal is she don't want what Portia has. She wants her she can wear the crown, but she wants to wear the bigger crown. She wants to be the head star. Yeah, Portia can be there doing little yang thing, but I need to be the main star because I have the talent. I have the this, I have the that. That's what it's about to me. and she's going about it the wrong way. That's not going to happen because her intentions are wrong and how she's doing it is wrong. And she's that quiet friend that smile and laugh and act so loyal, but talk about you like a dog to all the other people so they can think these things about you. Some of those things may be true about Portia, but it's not to the level. And even if it is, you accepted it all these years. You accepted it all these years, not saying it's right, but now you have this platform to talk about it and tear her down and take her down. That's not a friend. That is not a friend. That's all I have to say.
No, I agree, because you said you had a question for me. Let me see if I caught it. What was your question for me?
I'm so sorry. Oh, it wasn't really a question, but I was like, did you catch how she looked when Portia says, I've been, I've done just as much interviews as just probably more since I've been on the platform longer. She explained why she probably had more, only because she's been on the show longer. In other words, I kind of been a celebrity longer than you. So it was a little shade, but it was the truth. And Shamea looked at her. I was like, that is your problem. You just getting in here and she wants that what Portia had, baby. You got to put in the work. Yeah, you had contracts. It didn't fall. It fell through. Your friend made it, like the people that's jealous of people that become YouTubers or Instagrams and become so big and they didn't have to go through the trenches of being told no, the door slammed in their face. They didn't have to walk the pavement, and they get jealous of these people that go on Instagram and YouTube and they become big old stars and they don't feel like they put in the real work. Shamea has put in a lot of work, but hey, you come on a reality show and you this big old star. This should be me. I got the talent. I got the this. I got the that. The way she looked at her said it all to me. That's what it's about to me.
You make an excellent point. Number one, I don't think Portia was being shady. Let me tell you why. It's the truth. Portia didn't say, she said it. You could tell Portia measured the impact of it. You can tell she thought about it and how it would link. That's how I can tell the good friend and the one that's not a good one. You could see Portia's wheels were turning. She didn't let half like she could have. She didn't pop her shit like she could have, because Portia understands the dangers of being beautiful and popping off at the mouth now. She understands the dangers of going up against the darkie. I'm a darkie. She understands how she can be perceived. So what she did is she measured it, even though it was true. And then Kelly opened her big ass mouth and got involved. Where was a little shade? Why is it shade when Portia brings up her accolades, but Shamea can run down names in the industry and talk about her childhood stardom and what she did from age 0 all the way to 44? So Portia can't say, I've done this interview and that interview and just a few more than you, because I've been here longer, just a little bit longer. She can't say that. So you got to be careful of women that'll try to push your back up. Yeah, it's shade. No, it's not. It's the truth. I have had more. So why is that a problem that Portia can't highlight or run down her resume, but Shamea can?
She does it all the time.
Yeah. And then she was on Drew, picking on Drew. Now that I did not understand.
She wants to be the star. She wants to be the star, but she used this niceness and all this passive aggressive and all this religion and how she's such a good, I just got all of that as a cover up. That's some of the evilest people in the world that are always putting God on it. I'm not saying going against her, but I'm just saying most of the people I know, they be the meanest and the most evilest to me that always got to put the God on it at the end after they do something evil. You see what I'm saying?
You like the mama. You made me think of something. Y'all, here it is. Here it is. Well, okay, you made me think of it because I had lost this thought earlier. When we thinking about what's going on with Mama Diane and Shamea's mama. And as Shamea's mom, see, all Mama Diane said, don't trust a dog that'll bring a bone will carry one. That's just the old Southern phrase. You know what I mean? She been calling Shamea a dog. We all know that. She's just saying, be careful of the gossip, because if somebody's telling you what somebody said about you in front of them, then there's a possibility they were in on that or they've said something. So be very careful about that. You know, she's basically saying Shamea should have shut that down. Okay. As her mom, as Shamea's mom is here in this video, I'm sitting here looking, I'm listening to her words. I said, there's a superiority on both sides. Shamea's mom may feel like Diane thought she was better because she was deemed more beautiful and or lighter. But
Bingo.
Boom, boom, boom. Shamea's mom has taken a level of superiority and arrogance because of her religious position and how she
Uh-huh.
knows the words. And sometimes women go where they need to go to one up you when they can't compete
Uh-huh.
on the same stage that you can. Okay, you may be beautiful, you may get the guys, we may have fought over the guys, but you're a hoe and I'm a woman of the cloth and I'll always be better than you. Or you may have this or you may have that, but I got 3 or 4 degrees. Or you may have this. You see what there's a competitive snare there. And I think Shamea's mom leaned or probably chose the lane where she felt like she would have the upper hand. Religion.
And the mom already had a daycare. As soon as the person lost it after that death, and it was going to foreclosure through the COVID and that death that happened, she said, "Okay, I'm gonna take what I know you loved and what was making you financially stable. I'm gonna take that too. It's not about the friend. It's about what Shamea is doing. I want what you got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you how I can get it." That's why she didn't tell her nothing. They had
Yeah.
already kind of fell out a little bit, but it wasn't to the level of how the mama did it. Who does that as a true friend? Think about it. Who does that? I don't care if you can afford it or not.
An
Who does
enemy.
that?
So either
An
somebody that
enemy.
an enemy or somebody that doesn't know you, a competitor. You're not my friend. You're my competitor, but you're not
Yes.
my friend. See, a competitor, if somebody in the same industry, they're not friends. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But you made Miss Diane feel like she was a friend, just like your daughter made Portia feel like she was a friend until she get the
Mm-hmm.
moment like you did. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sneak you while you're not looking. I'm gonna wait for you to fall. I'm gonna wait for you to
Mm-hmm.
go through this divorce. I'm gonna wait for you to lose your
Ooh.
cousin. I'm gonna talk shit about you. You use that girl's
Ooh.
grieving as an example of her not being a good friend. And Portia said, "Damn, can I grieve? Yeah, I understand that, but you didn't want to hang out. Bitch, don't nobody want to hang out when a family member is dying."
That was crazy to me. I was rooting for Shamea, but oh well. It's
Yep.
embarrassing.
Yep. So
Thank you
it's
for letting me up, Queen.
no problem. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for tag teaming this with me. But y'all, that's it. That's all we got. Like this is first of all, I think Shamea will be back. Her head is too big for her to go. She's just poking her head out for a few rubs. That's it. Lapdog. She just poking her head out for a few rubs on the head. That's it. Now, here's the thing, Portia. She's coming for your neck. Ain't nothing worse than a friend turned enemy. She's going to come for your neck. She's going to come to redeem herself next season. She's going to try to catch you off guard. She's going to make it seem like she's not coming, but she's coming. And if she has her way, she's going to try to convince Candy or somebody else to come on with her. That's my opinion. Gail Harris, welcome. What are your thoughts, Gail?
Welcome, Sheba. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome. What are your thoughts on tonight's conversation?
So everything you said, I 100% agree with you from the beginning up until now. I had to kind of go back and catch up to now. So I do agree with you. But I wanted to say this about Shamea. When the season first came on, everything you said about Shamea, I saw it from the get-go. That's why I really didn't even watch the show. Because when she was going from interview to platform and always had something bad to say about Portia, and Portia still was just not saying anything bad about her. I saw her coming before the show, before the first show even aired. I saw her coming. But what really got me is when Shamea, her husband, and her daughter, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, where they were making cookies and it was supposed to be for Portia's daughter's birthday and her birthday, and everybody was just eating Portia up in a lot online, saying how good Shamea was a friend and how bad Portia was a friend. I thought then, you know what? I don't know how much money they get paid to be on this show, but there's no way I would take any job to go on the show to treat my best friend like that because money comes and goes, but friend don't. But yeah, Shamia, I was rooting for both of them. I knew it was going to be bad, but not like this. This is horrible. This is the no. People like Shamia is a person that I could never be her friend again. Never. We don't even need to talk. We don't even need to pass in the same circles. And she is going to come back. And I was a little disappointed in Candy, but I know Candy and Shamia is closer than her and Portia. But I wish Candy would have just stayed out of it. I wish she just wouldn't have said anything and stayed out of it. But she came batting for Shamea, saying, "Oh, she felt like that 10 years ago." That wasn't for Candy to say. That was for Shamea to say it. Instead of her going from platform to platform, she should have said that instead of going around trying to turn everybody against Portia. But now Candy's coming out taking up for Shamea, and I feel like that's dirty work too. As women, I think if she's a grown woman, like you said, we're not in high school. You're grown. You should have said this on the show to Portia, not to everybody else around her, not from platform to platform. But again, I do feel like she's just like her mama. And that prayer, yeah, don't put your hands on me. How you gonna
Yeah.
pray for somebody, but you're tearing somebody down in the same circle?
Yeah, get your hands off me. No,
Yeah.
I don't want, but listen, okay, so let me think about what you said. You said that Shamea, Candy shouldn't have spoke on it. I agree. Because it's almost like I feel like in a way, Candy, you need to be careful because it's kind of sound like you're hyping her up to come back and handle her business. That's the first thing, right?
Absolutely.
With Portia. The second thing is let me see how I feel about you said Shamea should have said it to Portia on the show. I'm gonna go a step further. You should have said it to her before she referred you to on the show. Had she known you felt that way, you wouldn't have got a referral.
You're right. I agree.
You wouldn't have got a referral.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. They don't need to be friends. Let me tell you why. If they were younger, I would say work it out. At 40 something, we just need to keep it moving. What are your thoughts on that, Gail?
I agree. But you know what, Queen? I'm gonna ask one more thing to her. Shamir was in Portia's wedding. Like Portia just got married, what, less than 2 years ago? And she was in her wedding. You didn't even like her. You had all these issues about her, and you were in her wedding. Oh my, listen. No, they need to keep it
That's
going.
dangerous.
That is dangerous. That's
Is this
dangerous.
is this a game that women play? A lot of women play?
I don't know. I don't play those games. Mm-mm.
Okay. But based on you just sitting on the sideline watching.
And I think she did it for I think she was coming for Portia job. That's why she did it. I don't know women that act like that except these on realities. But in my social circles, I don't know anybody that act like this.
All right. Whew, thank you. I'm gonna
You're
have to get
welcome.
with somebody in my chat. Let me drop the link. Come on up here. You said just like you pushed the. I ain't pushed shit that was false. Her sister said she molested her, and I told you I don't know what go on in their household. And I also said she said her sister molested her. So how in the hell did I push a false narrative by recanting in my live that Chantel says she was molested? Y'all, not did I lie? Maybe
No,
I'm the
she
only
did.
one that
No, no,
read it.
no. I read that. She did say that.
Did Chantel or
Chantel
did she
said
guys
that.
say she was molested?
She said that.
Okay, don't come for me, Tasha. Shit, don't mess with me. I be quoting. The girl said she was molested. Now, how you know who lying? And are you the type that wouldn't believe your child if she came to you? Don't play with me, Tasha. Let's go. Shelly Shell, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think that Portia did a good job calling out Shamea. And this thing with her mom. Hey.
Hello?
Shamea.
Okay, I'm gonna take her down. Look like she's having a sidebar conversation with somebody. All right, come back up, y'all. When you come up, you got to be ready to go. Let everybody know you're going on live. All right, so that's all I got. What you say? Ooh, we bombshells drop queen. No, I'm for real. Tomorrow, just like you pushed a false narrative. I didn't make that shit up. I read it. The girl said out of her own mouth she was molested. Tomorrow, you pushed that false narrative. Are you inclined not to believe kids? Are you that type? I'm letting you know. That's what she said. And just because Takara says she didn't do it, what molester? I don't know if she did or not. But which one have you ever heard of a molester saying, "Yeah, I did it"? I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't know if she did or not. You don't. Okay, that's on you then. You say, I have children. I know when my children are lying and telling the truth. Okay, that's on you. God forbid. I hope they never come to you later on in life and said, "Mom, I want to tell you something that you did know." I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you know everything about your kids. I don't know any parent that has ever claimed to know everything about their kids. Because one thing Judge Judy said, one thing Judge Judy has advised parents of, when your kids are talking, assume they're lying. Therefore, you stay on your toes. Did you not watch the live? No, I did not. But click the link. See, that's what you get for talking shit in the chat. First of all, that should have been your first question. Hey, Queen Sheba, did you watch the live? Did you hear the update? And it don't matter to me because at this point, even if she did, both of them are saying, one is saying you touched me, the other one saying I didn't. At the end of the day, let me tell you how human nature works. You believe what the fuck you want to believe. I'm going to always pause if somebody comes in and say, at this age, I was molested. Really? Damn. So if you got a problem with what was said, you take that to Chantel. Because we come in and we read down the facts like any other page, but you can't come in my shit trying to charge me up about how I run mine and what I say and how I'm quoting somebody verbatim because you doing the same shit that you accusing me of. I ain't got to explain shit. And I won't. So please explain how you picked a side. I didn't pick shit. I said when anybody says that they have been molested, I pause. Tell me how you picked a side. Let me drop the link. You come up here. And in the meantime, we're going to let you get yourself together. You ain't even got to be on camera. You tell me how you picked a side, how you came to the conclusion she wasn't molested or sexually abused as a child. You come up and explain yourself. I've been doing this. And I'm going to be nice. I'm not even rude like that. You explain yourself. I'm going to just listen to you to explain to all of us tuned in how you come to conclusions when kids say they've been sexually abused, that you determine that they lying. I would love to hear your scientific fact around that. Welcome, Your Royal Highness. What are your thoughts?
You know what I wanted to say is that one, you cooking, it's hot up in here. Number two is that Shamea could have led with so many things. She could have led with her fertility issues. She could have led with her daughter's illness, and she probably would have garnered the love of the fans that she's looking for. But instead, she chose to come in with an ulterior motive, and that was to annihilate the woman that gave her a platform. And it's sad because she's blessed beyond measure. That's all I want to say.
I agree. But I also think, okay, you said she could have led with fertility. She could have talked about her daughter, right?
Yeah, she could have come in and she could have led and educated us more about what her daughter is going through. Now we watched over a period of time after she had her baby through social media, through Instagram, her being in the NICU with her daughter. I think there were some milestones that she shared. And I know as a mom, and I'm sure all the other moms in the chat, we felt that. We definitely felt that. Even with the little bit of exposure, the fundraiser she did, she tried to embarrass somebody about not buying something. Girl, it's bigger than that.
And listen, hold on. Let me say this. I think she could have used that, what you're saying, but I think it would have fell flat because let me tell you how I think it would have fell flat. If she's talking about her daughter's illness and she's talking about a fertility journey without a man standing by her side and we know he exists, that would have been hell to pay.
But we see him.
He don't want to be filmed.
We'll not see him like that, but we hear the conversations.
But the psychological impact, if they just imagine what you're saying. So I'm painting a visual for you. Just think about it. A woman going through that. You know she has a husband as an audience. See, it would have played out differently than this had she chosen that route.
Yeah.
It would have left a gap. There would have been an empty seat next to her. And at the same time, while you can identify with that as a woman, your heart would have broke that the man is not there because the audience would have been like, how come he couldn't just suck it up and go with her? Why she left to cry on her own? How come he doesn't love her? It would have gone a completely, so even if she would have chosen that route, it would have fell flat. You know why? And what I believe, this is just not her door.
Oh, it's definitely not her ministry. She looks like a fool, and she's a punk. She's a punk. Shamea's a punk. Shamea does a lot of little two-faced, backhanded stuff, and when she's called on it, she tries to backpedal and she switches it up. And you are right, Queen Sheba. She got something empty in her eyes. That chick ain't all there. Something wrong with her.
Yep, they said a FaceTime is not being present. Is not. And we'd have poked holes through that. That would have felt flat. That would have been that wouldn't have been a good thing for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When it's not your destiny and it's not your door, it's not going to work.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
But
thank
she's a
you.
big punk. She's a big punk. Y'all be easy.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness. Okay, Tasha, I'm nice. I'm not going to be mean to you. So you can come up and just walk us through how you can tell that a kid is lying when they say they've been sexually assaulted. I would love to hear your theory. I'm gonna let you talk. I'll give it a few more, but let me go to my super chats, y'all, because money comes to me.
Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me, comes to me. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me. Money.
All right, Your Royal Highness coming through with a 20 piece and a pepper. She says, "It's payday, baby. Go get." I love muscles. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. I appreciate it. Always priceless. Coming back with a 5 piece and a pepper says, "I agree, Queen. Mothers are a high call, and Proverbs 12:18 says, a wise tongue brings healing. This is sowing further dissension." It is. That's all I was saying, and I even said it. Listen. I thought about that today before I came on live. I was like, I was dead ass serious when I said, as a mother, and your kid kind of push you, because it ain't like Chantel bust her in her face. I'm not making excuses, but it ain't like Chantel threw hands. So if your daughter pushed you like that, I kept thinking about all the moms that said, I'll knock her teeth out, I'll do this. I'm like, damn. And listen, I'm going to try not to judge. I was like, but would you have hit her? And I had to ask myself that tonight. I said, but would you have hit your daughter? And then I thought about it. I said, I ain't never hit nobody in my family. I've never even hit anybody in my family. So yeah, I would have took that lick. I would have took that little push against the wall. I wouldn't have swung on her. I would have walked away from her. Now I may have given her a lashing. I can give you a lashing without calling you a bee or a hoe, but I wouldn't have swung on her. I had to think about that today because I think I'm a little shocked about what she's saying. The mothers bring healing, not dissension, right? And not trying, oh, well, we're not perfect. And neither are the daughters. That's all I'm saying. Somebody got to make the first move headed towards healing. I would think it would be the mother. Thank you. Always be cute. She says, Queen, excellent show. You have spoken facts. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's it. So that I thought about that today when I was coming on here. I was like, no. I was like, what do y'all call it? Were you the word y'all use? I wasn't trolling, but I was like, let me really put some thought to that. No, my answer stands the same. I would have took the little push. I would have took the push. Irene say my reflexes would have. Hey, I get it. But when you go back to this super chat, she says mothers are called to a higher calling. Proverbs 12:18 says a wise tongue brings healing. This is sowing. You don't want to sow dissension, right? But listen, that's a whole other level of discipline, self-love, self-awareness. That's a whole different conversation that some people would rebuke before we even get started. We can't even agree on when kids are lying if they come to you and say that they've been sexually assaulted. I'm shocked. I'm clutching my pearls that some of y'all feel the way y'all do about kids and sexual abuse. I know not. Listen, if I did have them, I know who not to leave them with. How about that? I know who not to leave them with. A lot of y'all showed your tails, your skirts, your slip is, your skirt is, what is it? Your slip is showing. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know so many women hated girls like that. I didn't know that, and I just be reading the comments. I'm like, damn, we in trouble. We in real big trouble. A lot of women ain't got no love for these young girls at all. Can't stand them. Waiting to annihilate them. You wonder why. That's all I'm saying. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Tasha D, welcome.
Hey, Queen Sheba, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel as though everyone is entitled to their own perspective, but
Okay.
I've worked in a child and adolescent psychiatry clinic at Johns Hopkins University. I saw the children come in my clinic. I saw how the children were mistreated by their parents. And let me preface this with, I have a child with opposition defiant disorder, ADHD, and he's dyslexic. And
Okay.
it was a lot of children that would come in because their daddies left because they were not what they thought their child should be. So now I'm listening to Takari and I'm listening to Chantel. And through the whole episode, I could not figure out what Chantel's problem was. When Jackie tried to talk to Chantel about her issues, she brought up everybody else but what her issues was with her mother. And I'm going to tell you, I had a lot of issues with my mother myself. My mother and I got in physical altercations. To this day, I can tell you why my mother and I got into physical altercations. At the age of almost 50, at this age, I would never put my hands on my mother. But at 13, 14, 15, when my mother was thinking she was disciplining me, I thought it was a little too much. So now I'm in this clinic and I have a child myself with mental health issues. And I see these young women trying to navigate life with their fathers or their baby daddies not around, and they're trying to figure out life. I'm still trying to figure out what Chantel is trying to say because I watched a lot with Mims. I watched Takari's live on Instagram or YouTube. I can't remember which one it was, but I'm just trying to say, how can we put stock in everything that Chantel is saying when I saw the altercation on VH1? And what I saw was Jackie was antagonizing her, but she never did anything bodily harm to her. Her daughter pushed her, and then she responded. At this point, we're 30 and let's say 60. You're putting your hands on me. I gave you everything you wanted in life that I felt. Because nothing tells us how to be the parent to a child. And I thought I did the best I could for you. I'm traveling with your daddy to make sure your daddy don't cheat on me so I can keep my house together. And it wasn't enough for you. I thought we were good enough to bring you on this show. I have you in the same building as me. And now you tell me I'm not a good mother. And now you're disparaging me to all of my coworkers. These are not my friends. Let's think about this. These are my coworkers. And you're calling me a whore, a bee, and everything else in between. My mother and I, at almost 50, identical. And I understand at this age, at almost 50, my mother is telling me things that she wished she could have changed in her life. I may not agree with it, but what I'm not going to do is disrespect my mother on TV. Even if my mother grabbed my elbow to guide me out, I'm not going to push my mother. And if my mother swings on me, in her right at 60 or 70, she feels in her mind it's her right to defend herself. And I worked at a university and I worked at multiple academic universities and multiple clinics with children with ADHD, mental health issues. And I saw those mothers trying to deal with their children. And I would walk in and I was able to calm their children down because I had no emotional connection with them. But I was like, you can't do this. So when I say to you, it's not attacking you. It's saying, hey, I've been there. And now I work with children who need help And I cannot figure out what Chantel's problem is, because Jackie gave her the door. And as soon as Jackie gave her the door, she brought up Brandy. No, tell me what I did as a mother.
Well, thank you. And I promise you, remember I said I'm gonna not interrupt you. And
Yes.
I wanted you to be able to walk through that and speak that fully. And also in a place where you're being respected. So I'm glad you came up, because the way you put it in the chat, I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Just like if Takari put out a statement, she did. I actually read it when she was going back and forth with she was going Moniece.
Yeah, Moniece
Yeah.
was wrong, because Moniece didn't want anyone judging her by her parenting. And in my mind, she was a failed mother. I have 2 children. I have one child that's on the spectrum. And that one child that was on the spectrum, I've been in clinics and therapy since he was 4 years old. He could not speak till he was 7. He could not read till he's 9. And he wants to be a doctor at this point. So when I'm sitting here and I'm watching these shows, it's like, in my mind, I see that is a lot of people who have quote unquote regular kids. I don't have a regular child in my house.
Is that frustrating?
It's not frustrating. You learn to love them more.
Okay.
But also when you love them more, it's like you have that one child that's quote unquote normal, who's protecting them. So I have my oldest child who said, Mommy, I can't do this. I want to kill myself. I can't keep going to school protecting him. So when I'm sitting here and I'm listening and I'm watching it, I'm like, what did Jackie do? Because a lot of times, the child that you think is the strongest, sometimes you neglect to pour into the child that you think is the weakest.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick, because I think the issue I had was how you phrase it. Because you said, then why are you pushing a false narrative? Number one, nobody knows if it's false. And I want to make sure that it's important that you understood exactly what was said. Because sometimes we hear what we want to hear based on our own experiences or experiences we didn't have. What I said was, listen, we can go back and forth all day about Jackie being wrong or Chantel being wrong. But when it comes to abuse, I said, I'm not going to make a judgment call on it. This is what Chantel has said. Some people say they believed her. Some people said they didn't. I said, I'm not going to get involved in that. Not that.
And I agree with you. I feel as though I love watching your channel.
Thank you.
I do. And I've been watching your channel for years when you had barely any subscribers. I love your context. I love how you approach different situations. But in this particular one, when I have children that's on one spectrum and a child on a different spectrum, I felt personally that you were picking a side. And I know from personal experience, when I've sat there and watched my quote unquote normal child and my quote unquote not normal child go at it, it was like they felt as though I should always choose a child that was not quote unquote normal. But as the parent outside looking at them argue, because I feel as though children should have the opportunity to debate, say their opinion, and give their point of view. And then when it gets out of control, step in and say, okay, I agree with you. I don't agree with you. This is my perspective.
Well, how do you feel
I don't
now?
think we were given this.
How do you feel now that you know I didn't take a side?
I feel a little bit different, but just watching it play out. My mother and I never had a great relationship, but it's also because my mother and I are so much alike. My mother will put her hands on me, and I can honestly say at the age of 16, my mother and I got into a full-blown altercation like Chantel and Jackie. At the age of 50, and my mother at the age of 73, I would never put my hands on my mother. But it takes growth. And it also takes the time for your mother to say, hey, I realized what I did was wrong. And I thought I was doing the best I could for you, but it wasn't the best for you.
Final question. Even though your mom apologized, did it still impact you in some way?
No. All I needed was the apology.
But prior to your mom apologizing, did her behavior impact you in any way?
I think it made me more guarded towards women.
Okay. That's fair.
Because my dad always took my mother's side. Maybe like Jackie's husband did. But my dad apologized prior to my mother doing so.
Okay.
And that's to this day, I cherish my dad because he apologized first without knowing. He left at 5 o'clock in the morning. He came out at 10 o'clock in the afternoon. And all I know, I was being disciplined at 11 o'clock at night. He never heard my side. He heard my mother's side. But I understand it as being a grown woman who's been married for 29 years. I'm going to take my husband's side because my kids are going to leave me. And now I'm stuck with this man that I have to relearn because he's not the same man I knew at 17.
No, I got you. I thank you for coming up. I really do. It takes a lot of guts, but I'm not mean. I'm not going to mean unless somebody be mean to me.
And I'm not upset with you, and I don't want you to be upset with me. I just wanted people to clearly understand what I was trying to say. Because it wasn't coming off malicious.
Yeah, it's better when you click the link because sometimes it can, just translation can get lost in text. But I'm glad that you clicked that damn link. I got a lot of respect for you, Tasha, and you're always welcome over here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Tasha. Y'all, that's Tasha D. She came up and said what she had to say. And it ain't even Saturday. I said what I said. Aisha, real quick before we end, I see you up here. Thank you for waiting patiently. What you got, Aisha?
Okay, I'm going to try to make this quick, Queen. I think that I have a different opinion because I have an experience of working with trauma-informed adults and children. I feel like that, in my opinion, we are all mandated reporters. So in Chantel's situation, I feel like that we all should be protectors. But until a lie is presented and we know it's a lie, that I feel like you should believe the children. Some people that have been abused, I have seen it differently. Some is quiet forever and they don't never say anything, but you could tell by their actions. Is this something that you could tell? Some, they speak on it, but I can't say if Chantel was abused or not, but by my experience and the way that her actions display, I do feel like she was abused. And that's all I have to say, Queen.
All right. Well, thank you, Aisha, for coming up to share. Oh, y'all be putting some good stuff out here. Let me go to Kira. Kira Toussaint, you got the floor. What are your thoughts before I wrap it up?
Hi, Queen. Hi, Mods. Hi, Palace. I just wanted to quickly circle back onto that supposed prayer that Shamea's mother did. For me, it was an example of what not to do. First of all, not everybody should be praying for you. And the idea that if you need someone to pray on your behalf and you need a mediator is dangerous because a relationship with God should be an individual thing. So the fact that she needed to have her mother pray for her because of the issue she was going on with her and Portia was just ridiculous. And quite frankly, if she was sincere, and if the mother was sincere about that prayer and wanting to show her faith, then the opportunity to take shots at Miss Diane and Portia, she wouldn't have done. And secondly, her mother is delusional about who Shamea is. And I feel like if she was honest about who her daughter was, it would be an indictment on her parenting. And the last point I want to make is if we want to be better parents and better people, then we need to be honest about who we are and really face the truth. And I don't think Shamea or her mother are willing to face the truth. That's it, Queen.
You ran that down. Oh, I want to come back to the part about, hold on. Let me lock it in. Like Martin say, hold on. That was some good stuff. All of y'all were cooking. I like what you said about the prayer. And it made me think towards the end when her mom said, this show is not for you. And then that ego, the flesh, kicked in and said, yes, it is. You gonna go back and you gonna show them. Y'all, that's self-gain. That's ego. I need you to go back and show them that you were raised right. That you were brought up differently than them. Mama is living vicariously through daughter. Real quick, panel. What y'all think about that? SD.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I have an echo. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I was actually going to take up for you, Queen, but it was on the last
Oh
subject of the
no,
caller.
I'm all
Can
right.
you hear
I'm
me?
good. Yeah, I'm
But
good.
not
You
in
all
a bad way. I just wanted to
okay?
let it
Okay.
be known that I was confused as well when Tasha was like kids do lie, and I wanted to hear the point about how do kids lie because you just made a statement about what Dakari said. The issue with that, because I was kind of battling you a little bit because I felt like it was a little bit one sided, and I came up, we talked about it
Hold
because
on.
I
Watch
was.
this. Watch this. Were you battling me or were you battling yourself?
Well, no, I've already been battling myself for years. But since it was such a touchy subject, when I felt like you were leaning more to Chantel, because I know that I was in Chantel's place, and I know how a lot of times we allow our healing, our past trauma to make us act out as an adults instead of seeking healing. And it has me lost jobs, friendships, relationship, everything. And my mama had a traumatic, her mother had a traumatic, and the same with Jackie. She had a traumatic, she was in foster home. So most mothers I'm gonna say in the Black world have a story to tell, but somebody
Right.
gotta stop it. So that's the only thing I was kind of like
Watch
disagreeing
this.
with.
Hold on. So it really ain't about me. I just stirred up some emotions and some
Yeah, it
moods.
wasn't about you, but
Right.
when you were, but I was just like, dang, Queen, usually be a little bit more like breaking down both people, because you come from how you say this behavioral, how you say in the beginning, but she was more leaning towards Jackie and how
I
bad she
was.
was, and I get it. I'm team Chantel if she would have came, not how she didn't come, but this is what I came up to say. It wasn't so much as us believing that Chantel was molested or not. Is you going to tell your mother or your parent something that happened to you, your grandmother, that this happened to you, and they don't believe you, but what everybody else say? That is the worst feeling in the world. You know why? Because I've been through it. That they think you're lying, and
What
you
if
got to
she did
deal
though?
with that,
What
huh?
if she did? Because she kept saying, "What if she did? What if she did?" Because we gotta listen and to hear people and understand them. What if she already has? If you go back and listen to what she's saying, she said, "I'm not gonna say what you want me to say this time."
Yeah, she did tell. That's what I was about to tell you. She did say it on the show that you did not believe me. And she's told her that on the show. I don't know if she told her or she told a friend. That's why I'm agreeing with that part and with you that she did mention it when the caller was saying she never told her what happened. I don't think she wanted to really go there on the show and bring that up the same way as her and Dakari had to get into it for her to say that she molested her. She never said that before, but she said it on social media. It got to be something that's going to push you to say it. Guess what? When I said it that one time, the other children in our family was molested by the same people, and they actually came forward and was telling anybody that can listen. I went to one person, they didn't believe me. I shut it down. I didn't say nothing because I was scared nobody was going to believe. But then it took other people in the family after me to come for my mother to believe me. So what I'm saying is, just because you think a person is lying or whatever like that, that's the worst feeling in the world for the person that's supposed to love you unconditionally, not to believe you. To say, oh, I know when my children's lying. No, you don't. You don't know when they're lying about something like that. They could be lying about everything else, but how they handle it, they might not handle the same way that you throw the rock in the window. Because
I
that is
agree with
something
you.
so rare, something so violating. You know what I'm saying? Who you don't know what to say, especially if they threaten that they're gonna kill you or they're gonna do this. You don't know how the kid is gonna approach or how they're gonna come and try to tell you tiptoe around it. So that's the only thing I didn't agree about. I didn't agree about that.
No, I agree. I agree, but I also think you have to be careful as a mother that you don't become hardened
Oh,
to
I
your
am the
children.
total opposite. I am the total opposite because I went through it with my son and I tried to kill that person. I did. When I tell you I got some horror stories, I tried to kill that person when I thought a little bit that they touched my child. And this was a man on a man.
Ooh.
You would never have thought that was going to happen. Okay. I tried to kill him. So I know I'm experienced. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck.
No, thank you
But
for
thank
coming
you
up
for
to
letting me come
share.
up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. We be cooking. We late. We up late. We having a good time tonight. I know y'all got to go to work tomorrow. All right, we got to go to work. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, SD. Thank you, Kira Tucson. Thank you, Tasha D. There was somebody else that came up earlier. Thank you to all of the panelists, and thank you all for staying up late with us tonight, Monday Night Party in the chat. But y'all, I wish well for Shamea, but I just think that, listen, ladies, we got to stop coveting, watching other women, secretly low-key resenting them for their success, because that's not our door that God has chosen for us. Your moment gonna come. Your time is always gonna come. It may not come when theirs come, but also it doesn't mean that when yours come that their time is over. I don't like the fact that Shamea's mama was like, yeah, and go back. Go back for what? You know what I mean? You don't go back to destroy. You move in the most beautiful woman until you can't, until somebody forces your hand where you have to lean in a little bit and let them meet you. But other than that, that's not a state that we're supposed to remain in psychologically, because we become hardened and unattractive and difficult to deal with, and we lose our luster, and we become hard to love and all of that crazy stuff. We're supposed to be soft and gentle with each other. And anytime you get around people where you can't be that, you got to leave. You got to go so that you can maintain your posture, especially your heart posture. With that being said, any final comments from my panel? If not, we're out of here.
Quickly, Queen, I just wanted to say, yes, I agree with you. Shamea's mother is living vicariously through her, and I feel like it's a mirror of the opportunity that Portia affords to Miss Diane. Like if Portia and Miss Diane are on TV, if Shamea gets on TV, then I can be on TV. And I feel like it's something in the Atlanta air. Like once you are famous and you have some amount of wealth, and even a little notoriety, like you're scrambling to be on TV. And Shamea needs to recognize that if it's divine alignment and assignment, you don't have to fight for it. And I wish you would get that and find where her divine alignment and assignment is.
I agree. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful word and a beautiful, beautiful place to end on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kira. Thank you, SD. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, everybody. Good night. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all. That's it, everybody. Let me kick everybody out the studio. They probably didn't realize they didn't leave. All right. That's all we got. Get some sleep. Show up tomorrow. It's a brand new day. All right. Good night.